to explain step by step of how this Diddy should happen, and listen to what he says in here, and compared to what he said last night. And the live that I also have, I believe, has him talking about Misha. But let's go to this one first. Let me see. Present. There we go.
Well, welcome everybody tonight. Yes. Well, welcome everybody. Somebody has their window open. Another YouTube window.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I'm on the other YouTube just to monitor that in the chat. I'll mute that.
All right.
So we're live right now with Rocko Fowler. Rocko has been sharing with me some recalls that he has in regards to the P. Diddy scandal, which are very important for everybody out there. Rocko in specific.
Hey, and I know a couple of you guys came over from Rusty's live. If not, Rusty is live right now. Please shoot over and give him a like, at least tell him what's up. Rusty's over there killing the game, so I don't want to step on nobody, but when the cow goes live, you got to go live and snipe him. What's up, Bowties? Welcome to the chat, brother.
Vic is going to share with us tonight some of his recalls of the MO for how P. Diddy picked people up, sometimes from the clubs to target young people. And that's how Rocko happened to end up at some of P. Diddy's parties, quote unquote, in the is it the East Hamptons of Long Island, Rocko?
That is correct.
Okay, so please.
It's about 45 minutes, I think, or about. Maybe I have, depending on traffic, to Montauk. So it's really close to Montauk. Basically like throwing a rock, you know what I mean? Almost.
Okay, so it's like towards the east end of Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay, and so around what year was this, and how old were you?
Right. So I'm 37 years old. I was 17. I'd say that was about 2004. I was the type of kid, because I just came out of the foster care system, where, I was going to do what I wanted to do. I pretty much had to have, everything Sean John. Like, I had to have all that, those clothing. Like, I had to have all of it. Like,
and Sean John is the clothing label of P. Diddy, and it was really big around that time. It's also when he was pushing his C-Rock alcohol label, right?
So Rock, yeah.
Okay, so you were into the Sean John clothing. You're breaking free of the foster care system at that point in 2004.
Basically, you can't tell me that I have to stay in the house. I'm going out. I'm doing whatever I want, and that's why I say, especially the summertime came around. That's when the Diddy parties were going on, and what I first remember was, and so does Misha was. Misha.
You have to say Misha, two Mishas, because in our community, a lot of people know Misha Johnston.
Okay, pardon me. It's La Misha.
La Misha.
Yeah, La Misha, yeah.
So there's a young gal named La Misha, and how does she figure in all this? And then my other question, real quick, Rocko, is if you're 17, were you going to like some kind of youth nightclub, or how did it work?
Fake IDs.
Okay, so you're using fake ID to get into a local nightclub in the East Hamptons of Long Island in 2004. And was there a particular club that you went to?
I went anywhere from CPIs to, the Star Room to wherever I ended up, the Booty Barn, wherever I ended up, wherever my two.
Okay, so these are nightclubs in that area that you use.
So some of the nightclubs, the Booty Barn was just like, I think really one day, but it was a Sunday, or, but that was like a slush fest. That was just a horrible, I don't even know why I found myself to even like going to places like that.
So that was a bar?
That was like dollar beers and, and for a certain amount of hours, but people would be laying on the lawn, like just, like drunk. Yeah, man. It was,
so how does La Misha figure into this?
No, well, none of that. What happened was, I was at, I want to say it was a club, the Star Room, right in East Hampton. which is no longer currently. It's not there. She was one of the girls that lured me into the white SUV with Diddy present. And when how she did it was she like basically juiced me up a little bit. He saw a picture of you. He thinks you're a pretty boy. He wants you to come hang out.
So let's set the stage here. So you're in East Hampton. You're in this Star Room nightclub, which is no longer there, but at the time you were there. And she like a pretty young black gal, and she walks up to you.
Well, the funny thing was she had a blonde wig on because Diddy probably would think that sometimes a white dude isn't just going to walk off with what I'm saying, a black woman.
So she's a black girl, but she was wearing a blonde wig.
But to blend herself into looking white, so I would get in that vehicle. And people can call me racist for that all you want. I really don't care. But Diddy was really into white men.
Now, did she approach you inside the club or outside?
No, this was outside. I was going out. I was getting ready to leave. I remember that night I was wearing an all baby blue Sean John, sweatsuit with all white Nike Uptowns. I had, what they call the Brooklyn blowout haircut. And I was walking towards the parking lot, right, to go try to find my friend. And she bumped into me. And that's when it all went down. And I ended up going with her. She opened the door. I got in. I was running my mouth, saying stuff. All of a sudden, I was given a shot of this GHB. When I was given that shot of that GHB, all I remember hearing was, "Diddy, we got your target for you."
Okay, so that's super sinister. But so here you are. You're wearing the clothing that obviously you're wearing the guy's clothing line brand. That's going to attract his attention.
The damn there, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, wearing the Sean John clothing, and then also, I'd almost say that maybe as a young man, at 17 years old, maybe you might have also had like the Justin Bieber look.
Yeah. Well, it was more like I wore like the blowout a lot. That was my haircut, like the Gotti boys had. We called it out on the eastern end of Long Island. It was called the Brooklyn blowout. That's what they would call it. Serious.
And then once you got in this white SUV, you followed Lamisha into the white SUV. It already had P. Diddy sitting in there. Was he in the back seat? Was he in the front seat?
No, he was in the driver's seat.
Okay, he was in the driver's seat. Okay, did he have a bodyguard with him or anything like that?
No, there were just another girl I remember being in there. I can't recall exactly who it is.
Okay, so he's up in front of the driver's seat. There's another girl probably in the passenger seat. You get into the back with Lamisha into the back passenger seats, and then someone hands you a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as you're taking the shot, that's like one of the last things you remember because you're saying that shot had GHB in it, gamma hydroxybutyrate, I think.
Yeah.
That's also known as a date rape drug.
Correct.
If you combine it with too much alcohol, it's easy to OD a person and you can die. I understand.
Yeah.
And that apparently was a big part of the MO of P. Diddy. And also, before we get too much further, I know while we're on the subject of GHB and P. Diddy, okay, we all know for a fact that P. Diddy, like in his New York house or mansion or whatever apartment, the New York PD found like 10,000 bottles of baby oil. And you, Rocko, have something very sinister to share with us in regards to why did P. Diddy have so much of this Johnson & Johnson's baby oil lying around?
Because that's how Diddy rolled. You like
it? You said it had something in it.
Yeah.
Was it normal baby oil or did it have something else?
No, it was GHB.
I fucking this motherfucker said Brooklyn blowout. I can't. I fucking can't with this dude. I fucking can't. This dude has watched part of this documentary that's come out right now, and he's using part of that story. And then he's using the Misha part of it. But like I said last night, this dude's 2 years older than that Misha chick. So Misha was 15 years old. And Diddy never, if you watch the documentary that just came out, Diddy never drove anywhere. He had a driver, and the driver would take people back and forth. And he was never really in the cars and stuff. He would send people out. From what the documentary says, he would send people out. He wouldn't even be there. He would send girls out to go get other girls and bring them in and do what he had to do. I'm still halfway through the documentary, but that's basically what I'm getting from the documentary. This dude's a fucking idiot. And Storm, that's definitely where he got his fucking prison underwear from. That's definitely. And buddy, yeah, that picture we have of him, he ain't got no Sean John on. He's got some little fucking like paperboy hat on with a white V-neck shirt and fucking pants. And this motherfucker looks nothing like Justin Bieber. He looks like a fucking Muppet, even back then. Straight fucking Muppet.
I'm sure there was GHB in it.
Okay, so if it has GHB in it, you don't have to drink the baby oil to be
No, it's rub. That's why they be rubbing each other down with all that oil, man. Now, come on.
So by rubbing GHB, adulterated baby oil all over people, it'll basically give you the same effect, and it can knock you out. It can be used essentially as a date.
So last night he said that he woke up. We heard on the Sean Atwood show that he woke up next to two dudes, didn't know where he was. But now all of a sudden tonight, he could tell us the exact bar that he was at, the exact clothes that he's wearing, and he could tell us that he was in a room with P. Diddy and they're rubbing him down with GHB baby oil. I mean, come on, Rocko. Come on, Rocko.
Rape drug.
Yeah, it can very much so.
And you said that P. Diddy, he had that all over the place with him. Do you recall?
Yeah, it was pretty much anywhere.
Like you said, there were a lot of times when you saw him walk around with his shirt off. That's kind of like an indicator that he was all oiled up.
Well, I mean, yeah, he always had his shirt off. He's always wearing sweats, at times, unless it's like he's at some, event where he's got to be dressed up.
Okay, he's keeping it. Otherwise, he's nice and comfy there. So then, Rocko, at the point where you get into the SUV with P. Diddy and Lamisha and this other gal, you take the shot laced with GHB and you're knocked out or passed out. Then do you remember waking up at his East Hampton mansion? What do you remember next from there?
Well, first thing I can say I remember was I woke up, I was in a room, and it was like, it felt like a sauna, literally. It felt like a sauna. Now, the room was definitely soundproof, and I realized that there were there was a guy on one side and then another guy on the other side. And then somebody that was laying on me. Like laying across, it was very weird. It's something I really don't want to, dig.
It's basically like a pile of naked people in a hot room.
Very hot, yeah, because that would intensify the drugs as well. So you would become more submissive. Understand what I'm saying? So you would become way more submissive
because the environment is kind of like a stressful environment while you're all drugged up.
I mean, whatever you remember, because I mean, if you ever watched any, Diddy said, "This is what we do. We put him to sleep." I mean, that white kid was. His head was in that cushion. I mean, he was comatose.
Yeah,
the party wasn't even over. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's.
So other than that room, do you remember other parts of his East Hampton mansion there? Like, do you remember the outside, the back? Do you remember?
I definitely remember there was a pool. I definitely remember that there was like one of my friends, I can't say, but he worked on, he was a contractor on the actual house in Diddy's home. And he ended up just leaving because he did not like the ideas that Diddy was trying to pass along, how he wanted certain things built like tunnel-like and like ritual-like. And he said it was horrible. He just left the job. Like he said, no, I can't take this job. I'm not taking it.
Did Diddy ever sexually harass him?
No. He was just a contractor. He's like, all the money in the world it's not going to work.
Yeah, I know someone who was a contractor for Madonna down at her, I don't know if it's like Star Island down there in like Miami area.
That place.
Yeah. And he said that she'd walk around naked all the time and just like try to have sex with any of the males there, like the gardeners, the pool people, the people there to do construction contracting. And he said it was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And he said,
I don't doubt it one bit.
Yeah. And so then Rocko, at the point where you've been basically shanghaied to one of these P. Diddy parties at his East Hamptons mansion, and you remember the hot room, you remember the pool. Do you remember, like, were there any times where you were like less, under the influence of GHB or other substances and more lucid, or did they?
Okay, so what it was told to me as, and I have, do have recollection of it by Lamisha, was we were Diddy's pets. So we were like something to do with us, and now I'm starting to question my own, how long did I really stay there? Because like with all the summers that I have, all that missing time, could have been the whole time that I had all that missing time. I was at a Diddy's house, and other things like cockfights, a lot of dominatrix type style shit. We'll get real with it. We're talking about anywhere from shoving dildos in each other's buttholes. Yeah, this is what goes on. This is what people are asking for $3,000 and more to just speak on. Like,
so basically, you're talking about then. So there's memories where they're doing like all sorts of like wild sex party stuff. That
of course, absolutely.
Other people have
absolutely.
And you're saying some of the padded rooms there. Were there more than one padded room? I know it might be his New York apartment or.
No, it's probably his maybe the California one.
We've got the basketball court, and it's got like
Yeah, I know, man. That's just to think of it. I can't, you know, it was like the naked basketball game type thing, you know. But I mean,
Do you remember that basketball court?
no, I don't remember. I don't remember that. No. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, some things that I don't, or I hadn't, you know, thought I remembered. You know, some things you go back through and you find out that some of the things were, you're not everything you remembered, but part of what you remembered is the truth. You know what I mean? There's always the add-on.
Okay, yeah, no, and I'm glad. I'm sure I and the audience appreciate, Rocko, that you're not making anything up. You're not going to embellish, but you're going to share your own testimony.
I'm just going to tell you that I've been to Sean Combs' home in East Hampton, New York. That's it. It's facts. You know, you don't have to believe me. You don't. You know, one thing everybody pictures this, pictures that. Look, I got text messages with Courtney Burgess. You know,
no, Rocko.
You know,
Rocko.
I don't care. I'm gonna call his name out right here in this live. You know what? You know, you really let me down, man. You really let me down. Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. And what the hell do I got these New York agencies or these other agencies calling me that are legit agencies, have been looked into, legit, all right? I think people just need to fall back because you know what? That just shows something. I send a text message and then I all of a sudden get a call from some, you know, agency like that. No. No, I don't buy into that.
Rocko, I got to ask you, do you know what's ever become of this Lamisha gal?
We are not speaking at the moment, man. There's a lot of trauma that happens sometimes.
But she's still around, Rocko? Is she still alive? Does she live on Long
I'm
Island?
not really going to go into her personal business because I know she wouldn't do that with me.
But she's still alive. She's still alive. Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, of course she's still alive. Absolutely. Shout out.
And then has anyone on the public?
Yeah.
She has been interviewed.
The problem is there's a lot of people that are on here that are what we call ops and, you know, straight up fucking distractions. And, they get in here and they start saying, oh, this one's fake. That one's fake. Oh, this one's fake.
Rocko,
So,
ignore the doubt.
the truth, Brian. I'm going to give you.
I know, but I got to ask you, brother. I don't care about the trolls.
You can ask me whatever you want, but
I got to ask you about the facts, brother. So Lamisha, okay?
Well,
has she been interviewed by anybody in the mainstream yet?
look, I can't be giving people's information out like that, man.
I mean, it's a yes or a no, Rocko. It's
Yes.
She has. Okay, so she's already public.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, so anyone in the public, you can find this person. And the reason why I asked this, Rocko,
this type of trauma and these type of victims are not just victims you reach out to.
I understand that. The
You
reason why
understand what I'm saying?
I'm not going to reach out to her. I have to explain.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people that, you know, have driven me into rabbit holes. And I'm not even looking, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole point.
That's tunnel vision to me. So
the whole point, Rocko, is as an investigator, okay, having multiple people who are eyewitnesses who have corroborating testimony separately from one another is very important when you're doing an investigation. And so I'm not saying to anyone to reach out to this Lamisha person or anything like that. I just want to let the audience know that there are other people out there who are already public as well, who are currently testifying, and what they're going to say is going to line up with what our friend here, Rocko here, is saying. Okay. Now,
but that is not true. The Misha came out with a story and was crazy. And no offense to her because she's got mental illness problems. She seriously does. But they dropped her from the case. She will not be testifying in that case. The lawyers won't pick anything she says up because she fucking lost her goddamn mind. And what Rocko did to her is what Rocko did to the members of the SSP community and other women in other communities and groomed this fucking lady. He went in there and was talking to her in the back streets and groomed her. Before Rocko met her, she was never talking about Montauk. She was never talking about these things, never talking about altars until Rocko got his fucking grimy little fucking hands on her. Rocko got his hands on her and started feeding her this bullshit. And like I told you last night, Rocko used this lady's story, sat on a live with her and let her talk and just fed in and agreed. And I showed you guys what she said. She was in a cage and Rocko was Diddy's favorite pet and she was fucking Diddy's favorite female pet and they had to eat shit. I showed you guys those things. And Rocko didn't know he was going to get on the Sean Atwood show that soon. And he did. And when he went on the Sean Atwood show, go look at it. Go look at it. He didn't want to answer these questions because he didn't have Misha's full story. And when Misha seen Rocko get on there and not mention her and not bring her up in it, she called his ass out. And I have the live where she called him out. Rocko came up with this, apologized, I'm sorry. And this, and ever since then, he's not been back over there. And those are the fucking facts. He is fucking lying.
No, yeah, right. Thank you, mean old lady. Yeah, Misha. Yeah, it was. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't really. There's a lot of regret. There's a lot of regret there, and the reality of it is I have an interview on my page if anybody's interested. It's
So
between
Mean Old Lady has just written in the chat. Fact is, Misha is 2 years younger than Rocko, and she had to have been 15 at the time. Okay, so thank you, Mean Old Lady. It sounds like Mean Old Lady might have some direct.
Well, of course, I already said to you that Diddy would tell 13-year-olds to tell a 17-year-old that they're 17.
Yes, but who's Mean Old Lady? Do you know who this person is in the chat?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not following the chat like that. We're
Well,
on here to talk about my truth and my truth only.
Rocko, what I'm trying to say is the fact that there's this Misha person around, and the fact that other people.
Hey, but that Misha person's been around for a very long time.
Right, but it corroborates your testimony, my man. It's a good thing.
Right. It does, but we're not on talking terms like that. You understand?
doesn't
I'm
matter.
telling the story about it, but I'm not giving out our information.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. The fact is, there's other people already public who you can point to corroborate your testimony. It's all I care about as an investigator right now. Okay, so then I got to ask you, Rocko. This is about getting your testimony out. So with as few people leaving any doubts, because you're just saying things factually in the way it is. Do you recall Lamisha being used to then pick up other young men similar to you?
No, I don't. I just recall doing what I said. I called it like cockfights. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, how many times did you go to end up at P. Diddy's East Hampton mansion? Was it the one time?
It was all those summers, almost up into 2008. Like I said, I was an out of control teen, man. I just got out of the foster care system.
So for 4 years, for 4 summers, you ended up going to this place.
I ended up going to a lot of places in the summer. You know what I mean? Like there's things that I probably will remember later on in my life that I don't remember right now. I'm keeping it real.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask this though. A question on my mind, Rocko, and I'm sure on other people's mind in our audience is: if you went the first time in 2004, and it was a horrible time, then why would you continue going over the course of 4 more summers?
Easy. It's a grooming thing. Easy.
I mean, it's not easy for me on the outside and not having.
So let's get this straight. He's saying from 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, every summer, for the whole summer, he was at Diddy's house. Which it can't be true because he went to fucking jail, I believe, at 18. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was 18 he went to fucking jail. It might have been 21, but I believe it's 18. But you say your mom was this good mom. So you're saying at 17 years old, you spent the whole summer at Diddy's house getting fucking GHB oil rubbed on your butthole, playing naked basketball and cockfights, and your mom didn't come find you? Your rich family that works in the fucking CIA and works on the fucking island out there, and your grandfather who was this fucking military expert, and these people didn't come and look for you? You're a fucking moron, dude. You're a fucking moron.
Experience that. You have to explain like well, how is it easy? Like I would have thought, well, maybe you like recoil in horror and tell Misha never to go away and never see you again, and you want nothing to do with it.
Well, see, look, right here, Misha had the same story, and Mr. Fowler here is using her story. Hey, first of all, Mean Old Lady, me and Misha have the same story, you dummy. Do you not listen to what you're saying? Are you hearing a word you're fucking typing, stupid? Like, really, I'm not in the fucking mood tonight, all right? I'm not. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't give a damn if people like this, how I'm talking.
Hey, Rocko, let's ignore the chat.
Get on here and run his mouth the way he runs his mouth. I'm going to run my motherfucking mouth the way I run my mouth.
Actually, that's what our team's doing right now, running his mouth.
No, but I'm running my mouth for facts. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah.
You know what? Nobody's going to come in here and start talking that dumb shit.
Rocko, who else do you remember at these?
You know what? Fuck Sean Atwood. Seriously, on a real note, fuck Sean Atwood. I never did nothing wrong to that motherfucker. Sean Atwood is a fucking penny pincher, along with Courtney Burgess, along with fucking Chris Todd, along with all these motherfuckers. Do the fucking research.
A penny pincher. They paid this motherfucker $500. That Courtney Burgess paid this motherfucker $500 for bullshit. And I'll play you the message that he called that Courtney dude and fucking did a phone call, but he's fucking lying.
I'm not going into names. I'm not going into fucking details of names. Do your fucking research. Plain and simple. That's that. How'd you like the act?
Rocko, while we're on the show tonight, brother.
How'd you like the act, though? I'm cool. I'm chill.
Can you share with us? Do you recall what celebrities you recall at the East Hamptons during those 4 summers? And part of what we talked about is there are celebrities where it's not like you necessarily remember them being directly there, but you have where when you look at their
Get out of my chat. Go over somewhere else. Seriously.
Where when you look at the pictures of certain celebrities, you feel ill or you feel angry.
Yeah, I do.
And that tends to be in our community. It tends to indicate that you have memories with that person that aren't pleasant, and that they tend to be buried deep down.
Yeah,
Now,
I have
can you name-
telepathic messages sent to me through Diddy, even when he's in jail. I've had that.
Okay, like can you elaborate? Like what kind of messages, and like what are they saying?
Like just like, you know, trying to trigger me. Like, you know, what is taking place right now, but I'm cooling it down.
Now, have you reached out to the court system at all?
Um,
Tried to make yourself
I'm
known
not
to the
going to
public?
speak on that. I'm not going to speak on that. Courts. That's
Can
just
you,
something.
speak,
Now.
can you speak on what celebrities you remember?
I mean, I remember, you know, seeing a few.
Like,
Oh, there's a few. I mean, I've said their names. Damn, man, you didn't hear me in the first show. Oprah Winfrey, goddamn Drake, fucking Snoop Dogg, fucking Birdman, fucking all them motherfuckers. Come on, man, all their names. We don't need to drop the names. What we need to worry about is the kids. Is what we need to worry about, not the fucking celebrities' names.
well,
That's already being pinned down.
Rock,
That's already
one way you help the
terrible,
children is
man.
by naming the perpetrators. That's actually
Well, I've named quite a few perpetrators that really need to be put out there. Chris Todd, Courtney Burgess, Sean fucking Atwood. That's why your ass is getting sued by Diddy. Dumb fuck.
the children, Rocko. What do you want to do?
And that is Rocko Fowler, ladies and gentlemen. He takes these stories, doesn't want to get specifics, doesn't want to give names. And the reason why he's acting like this right now, because he knows we're in there. And he fucking hates us when we go in there, because we know he's fucking lying. And he knows all the lives that he does, we have. And we can back up what we're fucking saying. He is fucking lying through his motherfucking teeth. And yes, this dude over here, his name is Brian Sings. He's part of the SSP Montauk community. And I'm gonna show you live after this ends. I'm gonna show you live where Rocko was talking shit about this whole crew. There's a dude over there, Raheem, I forget his name, Raheem Raw or something like that. His mom is actually like the grandmother of the Montauk SSP community. I believe she actually has ties to that, not like Rocko or these other people, but Rocko threatened to kill her and burn her house down. I showed you guys those videos before too, but yeah, this dude is definitely part of that. But let's get back to him freaking out.
Discuss, like, I'm here to help you get your information out.
Well,
So
I'll tell you what. You know what? There's a lot of lying going on with helping the children, to be honest. Because
what do you mean?
People will use that to help the children thing, but they're really not about helping the children. They're about
Right.
helping trafficking the children. That's what they're about.
who's trafficking the
That's what
children?
they're about. So I don't trust none of these organizations, really. I don't. I mean, Paris Hilton. Oh, sorry, I mentioned your name. Yeah, you were in a white dress at the Diddy party, right? In the backyard, right by the swimming pool, right? And the tree. Yeah, right. Anyways, that's all I'm giving.
So do you know when you saw Paris there, was she sober, or was she just like everyone else?
That's all I'm giving, buddy. I just said that's all I'm giving. I mentioned the name, and I mentioned.
Rocko, this is your show, Rocko. What do you want to talk about? You have me to be here.
I'm telling you what I remember, and so you know what I mean. Like I just told you exactly what I remembered.
Okay, so that's pretty. You're saying that we.
I'm saying that out of the fact that she's not about Save Our Children.
Okay, right. So you're outing Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Some people in our audience may know Paris Hilton has talked about how she's been abused in some of these medical facilities, where like rehab type facilities, and stuff like that. So she's, on the one hand, she's publicly saying she's against human trafficking and exploitation of young people, but there's that whole industry, a rehab industry. But on the other hand, Rocko, what you're saying is you have recall of her at P. Diddy's East Hampton mansion during the summers, in the backyard there, and she was part of these parties.
I mean, there were people that were there that were just hanging out that really they weren't. I didn't see them doing anything at the party. You know what I mean? I just saw them there.
Okay, so not everyone you saw at the party was
No.
necessarily taking part in the.
Well,
section
there was
of
the party after the party. You understand what I'm saying? When the devil came out, when Satan came out.
No, I've heard other people say that term. I've heard Denzel Washington say that, like, you best leave before midnight, before the devil comes out.
And it's 100% true.
So what does that look like? Like you guys
But
are.
then there's also the witching hour party.
That's at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so then
Party
what
after
they do,
the party.
so they got the first party up until midnight area time. Then midnight, that's the next party after the party, and then at 3 a.m. that's the party after the party.
That's when all the satanic shit starts to take place. Yep.
Okay, now when you say all this satanic shit, are you talking about, like, was there that one fashion lady, Michelle LeMay? Was she there?
Like spirit cooking, you're talking?
Yeah, that's Marina Abramovich, but I don't know if
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Okay, but you're saying the witching hour, like what kind of satanic stuff did they do? Were they dressing in robes? What? Like,
Yeah, robes. It was really weird. It was like, I remember like, it was just really weird. Playing with the mind is what I'd say.
And where did these rituals take place? Were they above ground?
Underground.
Okay, and so this is underground underneath Diddy's East Hampton mansion there.
Yes, this is correct.
And then how large is this underground area? How many people could fit down there?
I mean, what I remember, large is I'm trying to get it back. It was there. I mean, what I don't even want to really go into that too deep right now. I'm trying to
okay, but needless to say, there's underground areas carved out underneath
well,
East Hampton mansion.
It was all under Long Island, so.
Okay, so they're trying to right. So now it's not just underground underneath P Diddy's Long Island mansion, but you're saying there's a tunnel network
Long Island,
linking all around Long Island, linking some of these mansions around together.
What's up, Ronnie? Welcome to the chat, man. Appreciate you being here. Who else got new? Rocko plays with Diddy. What's up, Sean? Yeah, he's straight full of shit. I don't know what community you're from, Ronnie, but the dude is definitely a fucking weirdo. A lot of these people over here are fucking weirdos. And it's fucked up that they're people like this Brian dude, Sean Atwood, and no disrespect to him. I mean, but it's fucked up that they allow people like him, like that Misha chick, like some of these other people to get up here and talk about this stuff, because all this is doing is muddying the waters for the real people that dude fucking did things to. There are real people out here that Diddy did these things to. I mean, watching that documentary part of it today, man, it's fucking crazy. Just going back and watching him beat that fucking Cassie chick in the hallway, him sending out these women to bring other women back in and drugging these people with these drugs. I mean, I watched a part on it where this one girl with his employee was working for him, was a dude. He talked to his old lady. His old lady went over there. He drugged his old lady and like threw her on a fucking pool table and raped her and shit. And then videotaped it. She's one of the ones that has the actual videotape of this shit happened to him. And it's fucking bullshit. These dudes are fucking clout chasers, and they're fucking this shit up. If anybody knows Courtney Burgess, how to get a hold of him, I would love to talk to this man, because I seen a couple news reports of him on there, and he supposedly has tapes and he's seen people. Fuck, it's nuts. I don't even like talking about it. I have children, and it fucking just boils my fucking blood to watch. Excuse my language, to watch idiots like this just do what they do. And Rocko has done it many of times to multiple women. He takes advantage of these women. He grooms them. He steals their stories, and he fucking throws them to the garbage, just like he did Misha. Now, I have nothing against Misha, but she has mental fucking illness. You can tell by listening and talking to her and being in her chats and just watching how she moves. The lady has mental illness, and she allows these people to fucking take advantage of her. And Rocko seen that, and he took advantage of it. He's a fucking groomer.
Because I've heard this from other people as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. And then let me ask you then, can you describe, like, do you remember leaving any of these parties? Or like, what, you're there for like a whole weekend, you're there for a day or several days, and then?
Well, like I said at the beginning, the more I meditate or, pray on things, and the more I'm getting, answers that I need, and speaking with certain people that, have been a major help for me, actually the memories are starting to come back little by little, but it's putting them together piece by piece. It's a scary situation. It's a really scary situation.
So are there any other aspects of your recalls that you'd like to discuss tonight, Rocko? I'm not trying to pressure you. I just want to share what you want to share, and then end it for the next time.
What do you mean by recall? Like, explain. Just go into detail a little bit.
Well, like, there's certain subjects that it sounds like you do have more recall on, but you don't want to talk about it because it's unpleasant. Like, it doesn't sound like you want to talk about the rituals on the underground with P. Diddy. It doesn't sound like you want.
No, he doesn't want to talk about it because we're in there. He knows that we're in there. And I'm telling you, we have every lie from this dude from 2014. What he is saying is straight bullshit. And that's what Rocko does. You go back and just watch the lives from the past 2 weeks where I wasn't on YouTube. I had his channel. Then Mama Payday sent me the channel. I had it for about a week. I didn't want to go on there because I just wanted him to feel comfortable and just talk like he does and like he's been doing. So go back and just watch the past 2 weeks of what he's saying and how he's talking to now when we're in there. He's a fucking liar. He's a groomer, and he's a piece of shit. And he's a racist on top of that.
I want to talk about naming any other celebrities other than you've already named. Tonight we've discussed how this Misha person would, how she first, kind of targeted you on behalf of P. Diddy in the summer of 2000.
We inflicted harm on each other. Is really what I'm gonna say.
That doesn't mean, I don't understand what that means. You inflicted harm.
We inflicted harm on one another. Meaning,
you physically.
I don't have to go into details. Inflicting harm is inflicting harm. Use your brain.
Is this like now or like we're back 20 years ago?
You think about it. Use your brain, man. Use your brain.
I don't know. I don't know this person, Rocko. I don't know your 20-year history.
All I'm saying is we did things to one another. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is it back then? Back in 2004?
And she did harm towards me. We both did harm towards one another.
And this was 20 years ago. You're talking about 20 years ago, the 2004 to 2008 period, or are you talking about nowadays?
I'm talking about that period, way back when
okay.
Yeah, and without saying,
Okay, sure. Okay, then do you know, so yes, what else would you like to share with us tonight then, Rocko?
I'm just like trying to, process certain things right now.
Okay. Because I want to help you get your testimony out without triggering you. But if you have testimony,
I'm not triggered by any means. I'm just laying it out the way I speak now, man. That's how I speak with conviction.
Please, can somebody please drop Ronnie's chat? I just checked her out. I believe she talks about this stuff over there, Ali Carter and them over there. So if you guys would please go sub her up, drop her link, and go check her out. Like I said, guys, be nice to these people when you go over there. Show respect. We're not over there to troll these people. We're just there to get the information on Rocko and to warn people who Rocko is. So I appreciate you, Randy, for being in chat. I really do appreciate you. You're one of the first people from over on that side who have actually got to come over here. So I do appreciate you being in chat.
In my voice, if people don't like it, then that's on them. That's not on me. I just speak my truth. I'm not co-signing for anybody's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
So Rocko, I have to ask you, do you remember seeing Justin Bieber at all? And the reason why I'm asking,
no, I do not.
Okay, and part of the reason why I'm asking is when I was growing up, I'm 49 now. I remember watching Justin Bieber get put all over MTV, and he was like the hottest thing ever. And I felt angry. I was like, why is this person like all over the place? Like, who cares? And but now what I know and how much he's been through, I honestly, I feel for him. I feel for Hailey Bieber, his wife. I really feel for them, and so that's partly why I'm asking.
Well, when you go through what Justin went through, which Justin was one of the, they had a liking to him. He did the same thing that basically Diddy did with Usher. And Usher did what, same thing. So it was like a repeat. Usher.
Do you recall seeing Usher at any of the East Hampton parties?
Oh, I mean, he was at every fucking party, I'd say. He might not be listed or, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I believe that there's some people that aren't even listed that were there that are just not listed.
Right. So there's still people to be rounded up.
I also believe there's a lot of NDAs. So, and that's like nerve wracking because you think about that, the NDA stuff, you can't say certain, you know what I mean? Like,
but I have to ask Rocko, at the point where laws are being broken, how much does a non-disclosure agreement apply anymore? I thought that once illegal activity is taking place, that tends to make a lot of contracts null and void.
Well, first off, he was a minor, so you can't sign an NDA with a minor without a child, without a parent there. I don't even think you can enter into a contract with a child. That's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. He can't remember 4 summers, but he can remember a certain date at a bar and what clothes he was wearing at one bar. And then he can remember actually Misha going in and picking him up and bringing him to the car. Misha's younger than him. So I believe it's 2 years, but it might be 4 because he said 13. So if she was 13 and he was 17, come on, man. Come on. It doesn't make sense. The dude's a fucking liar.
Right. It's kind of like, you're not, how enforceable is an NDA when you're being made to cover up criminal activity? At that point,
well, I mean, there's so much going on with him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've heard videos where he's getting, mini bikes brought into him, like into the jail. I heard somebody tell me about that. One of my friends had a video of that. He don't get it twisted. He's getting, the help he needs. Otherwise, he would not be surviving in there. Trust me. He ain't eating prison food. That's all the fake news. That's all the fake news is telling.
So what you're saying he's actually getting celebrity treatment. He's not
oh
getting
my God, yeah, man. Oh my God, yeah.
And then, now, is this are you guessing this, or someone tell you this? Like, how do you know?
I have my resources.
Okay. So it sounds like you've got some kind of information.
Resources.
Yes. I just, one thing I'm trying to do is like this, just be chill like this. And, it's very hard to talk about this stuff because people are going to take this and they're going to switch my words and they're going to do all kinds of things. So, unfortunately, until the trolls realize that I don't really care, and when they come in here and say defamatory things and horrible things and talk about,
and that comment right there just proved my point. If you were really molested by this dude and this story was true, you wouldn't worry about who was in your chat. You would speak your truth. You wouldn't worry about making a mistake and saying somebody's name or doing it. It would be the truth, Rocko. It would be the truth. But here you are saying you don't want to talk about certain things because you're afraid we're going to take your words and use them. Yeah, you're afraid that you're going to say something and I'm going to go back to a live and find it and prove you fucking wrong. And that just proves my point. You're a fucking liar.
Rocko, I don't care about trolls. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying is you got to be so careful what I say. You understand? Because
Rocko, for the purposes of the show, let's talk about what we are here to talk about. Okay. Do you recall Epstein at all? Now that's another question, because when you got Epstein doing his type of shenanigans at his Manhattan,
I don't.
Okay, so I'm just wondering if there's any crossover between the Epstein and the P. Diddy cruise.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's several crossovers. There's politicians, there's government, all types of fucking people involved.
Because you mentioned Mario Cuomo.
Corrupt FBI, corrupt
FBI.
He's got.
This is coming from a guy. He's saying he has assets, okay? Rocko says he has assets to know what P. Diddy is doing in prison, okay? This is a guy who last year faked that he was in jail. Rocko stole Ryan Garcia's story. Go check out Ryan Garcia. He stole Ryan Garcia's story. When we started calling him out on it, he said he was in jail, and the cops let him have a phone. And his Siri or his Alexa battery started running out, and the Alexa called him out. He faked the story. He faked that he was in jail for a week, and then he ended up ratting himself out. This guy makes up stories and steals a bunch of stories, man. He is not a good person. He actually faked a heart attack on camera too. He's done a lot of stuff. Hey, Jaguar, right too. Jaguar got his. Jaguar. I can't say Jag's a liar. I can't go there. I know she's one of the first people to call Diddy out on stuff. I see some of the things that she says is kind of suspect, but the lady's always been legit with me. And I sent her some info on Rocko, and Rocko got it, and she got on the fucking Rocko's ass and made him look fucking stupid. So like, I'm not trying to go in there and disrespect anybody over there like that. I know everybody over there's got their qualms about him, and I don't know who's beefing with who or what. The only reason what we're here for is just to give our information on Rocko. That's who I want to be. I don't want to cause trouble with Jag or Sean or these other people. But if they continue to allow this man to be up here and muddy these waters for these real victims, I can't stand for that. We won't stand for that.
Cops that work for him. I mean, I ain't turning my camera on, but I could, I don't think I have the. No, I'm not going to put that picture up because that is evidence that cannot be put out.
So you're saying that you're aware of corrupt cops and corrupt FBI agents who are taking pay from Diddy, is what you're saying?
As well as the Jay-Z as well.
Jay-Z. Now
Jay-Z still walking around with all this, people saying all the stuff that they're saying. I mean, yeah, it's all allegedly, but it's all allegedly with Diddy as well. So to me, it makes no sense.
Okay, it makes no sense, but do you have any?
Oh, Ronnie, I appreciate you speaking. You can speak your mind here. Speak what you have to say. There's no disrespect at all. Like I said, we're not trying to disrespect anybody. Feel free to say what you have to say in the chat. The more information I know about these people, the better for me. So yeah, feel free to speak your piece in here. And yeah, Rocko is the worst. He is the worst. Since you're in here, when this is over, I believe he's already stopped this live. I'll show you a couple of videos. Maybe you can pass them on to your people to let them know who Rocko really is.
Any personal knowledge? Hey, I saw this person and they're a cop and they're corrupt and they're on the taker. How would you know,
I used to have, I used to be, I'm still surveilled. I still get surveillance. I still get vehicles. I still get knocks on the door. I still get weird phone calls from, I mean, entertainment companies that are, you know what I mean? Like work with these types of people. Okay.
Okay,
Why are you calling me at 8 o'clock at night in New York? You called me off of a New York number.
so there's an entertainment company that tried calling you late in the evening recently from New York.
Right after I sent those messages.
To who?
To Courtney Burgess.
Okay, so you sent messages, text messages to Courtney Burgess, and then you're getting.
I sent the one that you wanted, the automatic answer when he said no. And then
Okay.
I said to him about the pictures, and he said, and can we talk? He said, no. And that's when I said, okay, well, then I'm just going to have to deal with this the way I got to deal with this.
But were you talking to an entertainment company calling you? When did that happen?
8 o'clock Eastern time.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, but geez, I feel like we kind of covered everything I can think to ask you right now, Rocko. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the audience in regards to any recall about this whole P. Diddy scandal and your own, unfortunate involvement in there?
I mean, it sucks because certain things you want to tell it all, but then you don't want to, put yourself in a harmful situation. Because I mean, these people are ruthless. They're relentless. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care what happens to you, especially when you're telling the truth. We out.
Right on.
He fucking rage quit. He fucking raged quit. Okay, what's up, Jerry? Welcome to the chat, brother. Nice to see you, man.